Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Southern California, so I thought I'd go out for a little bit of a walk and also give you a few updates on what's been going on. Many of you have probably been watching the Last Adventure series, The King and More, which was my trip to Southeast Asia, Thailand and Vietnam to be specific. And the final video of that experience was released last weekend. So if you want to catch up on any of the videos, just take a look at the top here. You can click on that link and it'll take you to the playlist for all the videos of the Southeast Asia trip. But I want to thank everybody who's been following along. This was by far the most viewed adventure I've done yet in terms of video views. And in fact, the Bangkok as a local video has been the most viewed video of any video I've ever put out, except for the skydiving one, but it's a little bit of a different setup. So if you want to check out that one, click on the link right above here. It'll take you right to that video, or just check out the playlist and see all of them. A couple of cleanup things that I want to do before I get into the content sort of this video, which is going to be, I'm going to kind of give you some personal thoughts about what I thought about both Thailand and Vietnam and the trip overall. And then, as I often do, I'm going to share a little bit of an insight into what the next adventure is going to be. I do have it mapped out. I have tentative dates right now that are set. But I am looking to maybe adjust the dates to something a little bit more favorable, but I do have something confirmed right now. So it's going to be pretty cool. But first off, I wanted to, again, thank everybody for subscribing. We're over almost, I think, to 115 subscribers now, and it's gone up since this last adventure, probably by about 20 or 25 subscribers. So I'm really excited about that. Really helps me out a lot to keep the content going. And also, don't be afraid to comment on what you think about the videos. Is there something that you didn't see that you would like to, or if you have any questions, please put that in there. Click on the likes, because that definitely helps with the algorithm as well. So thank you again for that. Secondly, I wanted to talk a little bit about the books. My last two books, many of you have already gotten them, but there's a lot of people that are new to the channel that probably don't know. The last two books that I've written have been about adventure and traveling, and a lot of things that I've done. Those two books, I've actually put them on, they're available pretty much anywhere, whether you go to Barnes & Noble, whether you go to Amazon, you can order those. But I wanted to let you know, if you still do electronic books, the ebooks, I've actually lowered the price of the ebooks down to $2.99 for each one of those books. That's the absolute lowest price I can charge for them on Amazon. But if you do have an ebook reader, and you still like ebooks and things of that nature, definitely, and you want to find out more about those books, click on the downloads. Again, it's less than the cost of a cup of coffee, and that's going to be the ongoing price moving forward. Unfortunately, with the hardbacks, the printing costs have really gone up, so I don't have the flexibility with pricing and things like that with the hardbacks, but they are available as well. If you're interested in maybe getting a signed hardback copy, let me know. I can give you some information. The book price is a little bit cheaper, not much, just about $3 or $4 cheaper coming through me, but I can sign it for you, send it out if you'd like more of a personalized copy. So let's move on into the next topic, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what I experienced on the trip and how things went, some of the things I really liked, some things that I probably didn't like as much, but just kind of sharing that information with you. So why don't we jump into that right now? So I wanted to do a little segment on some feedback and some final thoughts that I had on the Southeast Asian, the King and More adventure. And I actually filmed a segment. It turned out me talking about everything, you know, the goods and things that weren't so good. It became a very, very long segment, and I didn't want to add it into this particular video because this video was really just more about some updates, some, you know, just quick things to let you know what's going to be going on. So if anybody has any specific questions about it, please reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions you had about any of the things that I did. I will say overall, the trip was amazing. As many of you know, the last couple days I got pretty sick with a very bad head cold and ear infections. So it kind of put a little bit of a damper on the last few days, but it didn't stop us. We still got to do pretty much everything we wanted to do. And it gave me a little bit of fits. Once I got home, I had to get to, you know, seek medical attention and everything else, but all was well from that. And it was, you know, just overall, it was an amazing trip. All the logistics worked really well. And I got to say, it's probably one of the most least expensive places in the world I've ever visited. I mean, it was just so budget friendly. If you're ever thinking about going to that part of the world, definitely know that it's going to be really friendly on your budget. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that, kind of in a condensed version, because I know a lot of people are maybe anxious to find out what's going to be happening next. So why don't we talk about that? So what's next? Well, I got to be honest, that bucket list that I've had has actually really shrunk significantly. And so it's been a little bit of a back and forth about, you know, what I wanted to do next. There will always be somewhere to go see, no question about that. But that list of kind of must-dos for me has really, really gotten smaller. And there's, you know, a couple of things. There is one thing that I've looked into that is still probably number one now on that list, but the financials of that situation and actually doing that we're just not there right now. And I don't know if it's going to be a combination of things becoming less expensive, which I kind of doubt, or me coming into a rather significant windfall to make it happen. But I never give up. So I kicked around a few different ideas, places that I haven't been to yet. It's things that I wanted to see. One of the things after the Southeast Asia trip, this last adventure, as many of you know, I had some health issues towards the end of that trip where I got sick and, you know, didn't have any sort of medication or anything like that, and had trouble finding stuff to, you know, help me. I did find some over-the-counter things. But, yeah, I kind of made a promise to myself that this next adventure I would take things a little bit slower, maybe not try to cram in as much as I normally do. Whether I'm able to do that or not sort of remains to be seen, because what I have picked out and, you know, put on the calendar to do has already increased over what I had initially thought it was going to be. So it'll be a struggle for me internally to try to keep to that. I'm going to take things a little bit slower and not do as much, versus having, you know, well, I'm here now, why not try to fit it in and do all those other things? I'll admit that that's a challenge for me to do. But we've got something planned. We're going to do a little bit of a fall adventure this time. And again, something new, something very different, and a little bit of a twist. We'll be taking a much more in-depth look, potentially for something that could happen with me in the future. So this is what we're going to do.